last time we played... Where'd my notes go? The party entered the town, and Daoji took a nighttime stroll, which led him to find the large manor that the leader was assumed to live in. Guarding this manor were two giants, but that's neither here nor there for Daoji. Daoji, you return to the inn room, and I've got a bit of an echo going. Did you change a setting on your mic or something?
Um, Try not.
Okay.
Is it me echoing?
No, it was me, but I'm good now. All right. But shortly after you return back to the inn, you notice at your window a small crow pecking at it with a. Seems like it has a letter at its ankle.
Well, that's ominous. I'll go over and grab the letter then.
All right. I will send the contents of that to you on Facebook.
I also peer out the window to make sure nobody's like watching.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Yep. Perception +2. +18.
Okay. Yeah. You look around and you see a lot of the normal things. You know, some guards walking down the street and hassling some merchants. But you don't see any of what you would be looking for. It seems
You're cutting out a little bit.
Oh, okay. You see a lot of the same. You see some guards walking down the street, a couple of them hassling a merchant, but other than that, you don't see what you're looking for in particular. But
All right.
the contents of your letter have been sent.
Okay. Let me read the letter. I pop open the letter and read it real quick. Well, that's not good. Shit, back to the whorehouses. Alright. I read it. I tuck it away real quick.
Okay.
Do I have any spare parchment or anything like that?
Yeah, you'd probably have some.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna write a letter. A very short note. To Lorsis and Callan. It says, all it says is Lorsis and Callan. I'm afraid I can't stay. Good luck. And that's it.
Okay.
I fold it up, and I'll move downstairs quickly. My hood up and everything. Grab all my stuff.
Yeah, you head
I'll-
downstairs and.
I'll head to the bartender.
Yeah, you see him and he's him, and you see that the man that led you through the tunnel is there, you know, having a conversation
Oh,
with him.
for fuck's sake.
They're having a conversation. You know him as Hal. As you approach, they turn to you and say, you know.
All right. I quickly hand out the note and I said, "Could you hand this to the two I was with?"
Oh yeah, I suppose I could do that for you. Heading out.
All right. I turned to the other guy who led us through the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
And I just look at him. Like, does it say anything?
No, he looks and says, notice that you're looking at him and says, do you need anything from me? It was Jing, right?
Right. Do I need anything from you?
I don't suppose so. Are you trying? Do you need to travel through my tunnels again?
Oh, that's super convenient. Yeah, actually, I do.
He smiles and says, "Oh, very well.
Can we go now?
Of course."
Great. Let's go then.
Okay. So, As you're traveling
User
through the...
entered your channel.
Howdy.
Brody. Uh, let's carry on for a second, AJ. I
Okay.
want to see what happens next.
So, as you're traveling down the tunnel, Hal starts a conversation. He says, "You were wanting to know if any more men such as yourselves were traveling around here, correct?"
That's right.
Aye. Few showed up the other day.
And
They were looking for a man by the name of Daoji, I believe they called him. I'm not so great with the dialect from that region. However, the way they explained him, he seemed kind of like a scoundrel, I suppose you'd say. I don't guess you'd know this man, would you?
not at all. Where are these people now?
I can't be too sure.
Can I insight this?
Yeah, roll an insight check.
I know he's fucking lying. $12.
Okay.
I know he's lying. I know he's lying.
You're trying to read this guy, and you look, it's a bit dark. It's kind of hard to read his face. But the way he speaks is just with a flat tone.
Yep.
And he
he's lying to
continues
me.
on, and he says, "You know, they explained him as a scoundrel and a thief.
Is that right?
Said he had done some pretty terrible things and was on the run. And I had noticed something. I had noticed that after a certain Easterner passed through my house, I was missing one of my little baubles. Though I'm sure that's purely coincidence."
Hal, right?
Yes, that's right.
Are you much of a fighter, Hal?
I've got to say I'm not.
I stop and I stand in the middle of the tunnel and I say, Hal, is there something waiting for me at the end of this tunnel? Be honest.
He shrugs and says, "Actually, are you trying to be intimidating right now, or?"
Not aggressively. More like I'm just flat out asking him. I know he's lying.
He
I don't need the
shrugs.
inside roll to know that.
He shrugs and says, "Well, people come and go from my establishment all the time to get in and out of my tunnels. I can't be sure what lies in my house at this point in time."
I stand there silently for a minute and I reach into my bag and I pull out the golden statue and I hold it up and I say, "You're looking for this, right?"
"I've got plenty of baubles. That's of no concern to me. But if you're offering it back, I'll gladly take it."
I know you would. I'm gonna ask one more time. Is there someone waiting for me at the end of this tunnel, Hal?
Roll a persuasion check. I'll go ahead and give you advantage on this one.
$16.
He smiles and takes the bauble back. "I didn't believe you to be that terrible of a person." "Yes. 4 individuals wait for you at the top of my staircase."
I'm glad we could be honest. I keep my hood up. I hand him back the bauble without any further incident. I turn on my heel and I head back the way I came, back towards the tavern.
All right.
Um, if I get there without incident, I am going to head out immediately. I'm going to attempt to scale up the building and check the walls to see if there's any good way up. I can move 120 feet up a wall.
Up
So,
the end building is what you're trying to get on top of.
yep, just real quick. Just hop,
Okay,
hop, and a
yeah,
skip.
your character would be able to do that with out of combat. Your character would be able to do that, no problem. Go ahead and roll an investigation check to see if there's any good spot on the wall you could get out of.
Jesus, investigation. Oh god. 16.
Yeah. So as you're looking across the wall, let's see. At this point, this would be on like the western end of town. You guys came riding in from the south, I believe. Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. So as you look around, you can see there's just a straight stretch of wall. It's a decently sized wall, but as Lorstis explained to you, it was kind of thrown up in a hurry. Though it has been reinforced, it's still not the greatest wall. You see a spot not too far from the inn that looks like it's been pretty shabbily put together, and guards on this side of the wall don't really patrol that well.
Okay.
You could feasibly scale that part and possibly get
Do you
down as
mind
well.
do you mind pausing for just a minute so we can tell Brody about this shit?
Sure.
Brody, okay. Are you there?
Yeah.
We spent an hour and a half standing atop this fucking hill looking down at this massive goddamn compound that apparently had like over 5,000 soldiers in it, right? It's me, Bryke Brents, Steve, and Methis. We're just standing there trying to figure out what the fuck to do. We stand there for an hour and a half making plans. Like, a couple of ideas were like sneaking in, using you as prisoners, and like leaving you there to rot. Uh, Throwing grenades in and blowing open a wall. Like, there's a hangar with um, like a gunship in it. Bryke wants to steal it. Like, we're going over and over trying to figure out how we're not gonna fucking die. Our plan, finally, we just ended up walking in as like ragtag soldiers as part of like a convoy coming back from the front lines. We get in there, uh, and we're like trying to figure out what to do. We're literally like standing there for 30 minutes of real time trying to talk out our plan. And the best plan that David could come up with is handing our two frag grenades over to Steve and telling him to go jump into a fucking weapon stockpile. He rolled like one perfect enough to convince Steve to go fucking walk over and blow himself up while we went over and tried to steal the fucking gunship. There's two of them. First one, he fails to start it up and sends it flying out into the runway or like the motor pool, blowing up a bunch of cars and like killing tons of people. We go over to the second one. AJ's character like shows up from the fucking river, climbs up and runs through, jumps on a anti-air gun, missile, fires, and like he jams it. The fucking missile explodes in the anti-air gun. We kill a ton of people. Fucking we all climb into this plane, yelling at Bright Brents to start the plane. We do take off, do a fucking circle around, strafe the base, kill like 50. Tyler said 1,500 people in one strafing run by blowing everything up. And then
1,500.
yeah, there was a lot of people in that fucking base. And then we fucked off. We were gonna go back to the Imperial front lines, and it didn't work out like that. They weren't gonna take us, so we decided to fuck off to the east, and we're going to a hive city, and we're gonna start a gang. We're gonna start a fucking gang, and you're gonna have to walk like a week to catch up with us.
That's fine.
But yeah, it doesn't sound as good when I'm retelling it, but it was the hypest
It
session
was
ever.
pretty hype, not gonna lie.
It was fucking amazing. Fucking rip Steve. Steve's my hero. Sorry. Um,
What are you guys
Anyway.
doing now?
the
D&D.
side story for D&D. I was part of AJ's like main game for like 2 sessions, and then they had to move the days to a day I can't play. So now I get my own spin-off show.
Hey.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Except this is like the spin-off show. So anyway, sorry. Um All right, that's my best bet then. I'm sure these walls aren't that high,
No.
or if
you're
they
good.
are, I can easily run up them.
Yeah, you can get up there.
So I'm gonna head up there to that spot I saw before.
Okay. So you do that, and pretty. You're pretty good at that sort of thing, so it's not too much of a problem for you. You just jump building to building, and then scale up the wall from where you can. So what's your plan from the top of the wall?
Get down and start heading out, man. I'm leaving as soon as possible.
All right.
There's no other plan besides just getting away from the city and heading back to where I was.
Okay. So.
I know where Mama K's place is, right?
Yeah, you know where that's at.
Yeah, so that's really it.
Okay.
If I can get out without fighting anybody, then that's what I'm gonna plan on doing.
All right. So. Are you trying to make your way back to your horse?
Oh shit, I have a horse. Oh shit, I owe that guy money. Oh shit, I shouldn't have gave him back that thing. But he was honest with me. So he kind of deserved it. Um Yeah, all right. I'll make my way back to my horse then.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a stealth check
Yeah.
at advantage.
I wish I could just like leave, but I would feel really bad.
What are you gonna do if you leave? Come find you?
No, it's not that. It's I got this horse, and the guy's like, "All right, I'll give you this horse, but like you gotta bring me some money eventually." That's a shitty roll. 24.
Okay, yeah. So it's like morning, but you manage to skirt like yeah, you like go around the backside of the hill where you guys backside of the hill and like sneak up through the wood line and just getting to the little residential area outside of the walls. You quickly dart into the alleyways. You did some walking around, so you kind of know your way around the alleyways a good bit. And takes a little longer than it usually would since you're keeping your eyes out for anyone from, that'd be looking for you. But you manage to get to the stable, mount your horse, and head off without being spotted. And as you ride off, you leaving Hal's manse, you see a familiar man. You just catch a
Oh, yeah?
glance of him, but you know him from the time you spent in the mountain, actually. a man that is also trained under your master for a spell, Zhao Feng. He, he trained with you for a little while, but eventually got fed up and
Uh,
left. And you probably would have gathered by now that this man must have joined the syndicate at some point, since he's one of the ones looking for you.
all right, all right. I can't pass that up. Um, I I'm gonna pull my horse off to some alley or some corner. I can tie him off discreetly.
Okay.
Um, I want to follow this guy until he's pretty much alone or isolated. Or
Hmm.
if not, then I want to follow him and see where he goes and what he does.
Okay. Go ahead and roll another stealth check.
23.
Okay. Okay. So you watch as he leaves that house and makes his way through the little residential area. You can see he keeps his hands in his pockets and glances around, looking down the alleyways, especially as he passes.
You cut out a bit.
Okay, he looks down and pays special attention to the alleyways as he passes by him. As he looks, and he's heading towards the main gate of the city when he stops and approaches one of the guards. He hands them. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
I'm sorry, dude. You're cutting out a lot. Like a lot
Okay.
of that was choppy.
All
My
right.
bad.
All right. That's good. So you follow him, and he approaches the main gate of the city before stopping and approaching one of the guards. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay. That's a
Okay.
natural one.
You see he hands them a pouch of gold and says, you can see he's talking to them, but you're too far away at this point because to get any closer, you'd certainly be spotted. But you can see he's exchanging words with them before moving on. He cuts through a couple of the alleyways. You can see looking, peering into windows as he passes them and heading back towards that manor.
All right. Is there any opportunity while he's in the alley where he's pretty much alone?
Yes. As he passes by one of them and peers into a window, you can see there's nobody else in this alley. It's just him.
What was that last part?
He's there as he peers into a window. You can see there's at this point no one else in the alleyway but him.
All right. His name was Zhao Feng.
Yeah, Zhao Feng.
All right. He'll be walking along. Uh, I'm sure he probably fucking even saw me, but leaning against the wall, I'm just gonna say, Zhao.
He
That's it.
turns, looks at you, and says,
I say, what are you doing here?
"I think you know very well what I'm doing here, Daoji. Looking for you."
I figured as much. But really, you would join the syndicate?
That's
You left the
that's right.
mountain to go join the criminals, the thieves, and the scum. Was that right?
That's correct, Daoji. Their pay is much better now that Calidor's taken the reins. Now they have the coffers of a large empire at their beck and call, and there's a lot of money on your head.
Jing always taught us that money was meaningless.
Jing was a fool.
So then what? You kill me, take the money, go back to killing and thieving? Is that how you're gonna live the rest of your life?
No.
Pathetic.
Once I'm done with you, I'll rise through the ranks of the Syndicate. And then I'll kill that fool Jing.
Jing is 5 times the warrior you'll ever be.
I suppose we'll have to see about that.
I guess that would make me about 3 times. I step off the wall, I pull my hood back, and I put my fists out, and I say, "Come on then."
Alright, go ahead and roll initiative.
"17."
Alright.
Oh, I use my dice roller.
Yeah,
My
that's
bad.
good, that's good. Alright. Shit. Alright. So. Daoji, you're first. So you see Zhao raise his fist as well.
You never did get far in training, did you, Zhao? Is that why you quit? It's too hard?
I got far enough to learn how to kill.
That's all I need to hear. Alright, what's the distance?
You probably about 50 feet.
Alright. I'll charge forward and fuck it. Let's just full on flurry of blows. My hit is to +8, correct? Yes. Uh, 15, 17, 26, 22.
All right. The let's see here.
The both of the second attacks, the 26 and the 22, I'm going for a knockdown.
Alright.
DC
The
14.
What's your AC again? Just so I can write it down here, so I know.
It should be 16.
16. Okay, so yeah. All right. So the 17, 26, 22 hit Zhao, 15 misses.
All right, so I'll roll damage.
Okay. Damn. So that's 23 total.
23.
And which one of those were?
The last two. 20. The DC, he needs to make 2 DC 14 rolls to avoid being
One of
knocked
those
down.
strength.
Let me see. Dexterity.
Dexterity, okay. Now he fails the first one. So, as you throw your first blow, he quickly darts to the side, but you follow that with a knee, hitting, or not a knee, but like a sweep, hitting him right across the, catching him right behind his knees, bringing him down. As you follow him with a punch straight to the nose.
Okay.
So, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I just re-roll because if I knocked him down, then the second attack should be made with advantage, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
But yeah, okay.
but
so-
no crit. So yeah, I sweep him, I knock him down, and I I stand over him with my fist down and I say, "Didn't teach you how to fight, did it?"
Alright, so he's going to also use a flurry of blows. Let's see, that's... Alright, so where's that at? Got flurry of blows. Okay. So you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Constitution. Man, my Constitution's pretty good. I was actually surprised. 5.
Okay. So let me roll the damage on this first, see what that's gonna be. So d6. Shit. Wait. Okay, no, that's... Alright, so as he quickly jumps back up to his feet, bring his knee into right into your heart, and his second fist slams into his fist slams into the same spot. You manage to dodge the third one, but as his fist slammed into your chest, you can feel just the vibrations through your body. You're going to be stunned for the next turn.
Ouch.
So he looks at, and you suffer 13 points of damage. So he looks to you and says, "They taught me enough. The Syndicate taught me a few tricks as well." At this point.
Alright. Well, nothing I can do about that.
Not so much.
Is it too late to spend a lucky?
Yeah, it's a bit too late for that. It's
Yeah.
already on his next turn.
Alright.
Alright, so he's gonna...
Beat my ass
He's
right
just
now.
gonna throw another couple punches at you. Alright.
You can chain stun punches.
What was that?
I said you can chain stun punches per round. I mean,
Yeah, he's
not that you
gonna-
should, I'm just saying.
He's gonna hold on to his key for now.
Keep somebody stunned for like 5 rounds.
Alright, so his fists, as he steps back, aiming his punches, 2 right in the nose. As you feel it start to crack under the weight of his fists, you suffer 10, no, the math is wrong on that, 8 points of damage. And we're back to your turn.
Okay. 65 minus 8, 57. I stagger back, and then I look back up. I probably got like blood running down my face. I say, "You know, I'll admit, you weren't this good when we fought back on the mountain."
I've had plenty of practice. You won't be the first I've killed, Daoji.
No, I believe it. I regain myself and I step forward. I'll send my first 2 normal blows out. Shit.
27 definitely hits.
Yep, 27 definitely hits. I'm also going to do a stunning strike.
Alright. What's the DC's got to beat on that?
Let me see. It's 14.
14.
But it's a con save.
Yeah. All right. You want to go ahead and roll damage?
The stunning strike to hit was 16.
Yeah, that definitely hit.
All right. My damage for the first attack that wasn't a stunning strike. Oh wait, shit. 1d6 plus 6. Oh, plus 4. 1d6 plus 4. 6 damage on the first one. 7 damage on the next one.
All right, so a total of 13 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, you send your fist flying. First one clock him right in the jaw, and as he's reeling back, you flat palm right in his gut. Right where just how your master taught you, and you can see his muscles kind of start to tense up as he's going to be stunned for the next turn. So we're back to you.
I casually, I put my arms behind my back for a second. I just walk around him. I'm just looking at him, and I say, "You know, you should have stayed on the mountain. You have the potential. I don't know why someone like you would give in to greed so easily. You're lost. I'm gonna have to put you back on the path. Flurry of blows. Let's do it. So first attack, both 23s. Second attack, 24. $27.
Yeah, those all hit.
So the third one is only 14. That doesn't hit, right?
Does not hit.
Alright, so that's 3.
First 3 certainly do.
Okay, so plus 4, 9, plus 7, plus 8. And he needs to make
24?
a... It's a strength saving throw, because I'm going to punch his ass across the alley.
Okay. And that's a 14 save?
Yep.
He just makes it. So as you walking around him and suddenly lash out with three blows, as you this time you can see. Actually, it's just a blur of as you throw these fists so fast, each of them clocking this guy in the chest. You can see as he regains control of his muscles. You try to throw him back, but he digs his feet in, and as you throw your fourth blow, his ducks out of the way of it.
24 damage in a turn is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Pretty good, man. Alright. I look at him dodge and I say, "You're too slow."
And as you do this, he ducks down, falling to one knee. And as you speak, and he says, "You've always been a damn fool, Daoji. And I'll be the one to kill you. I may be too slow, but you've always been too quick to trust in the goodwill of others." As he pulls a knife from his boot and just thrusts it into your gut twice. The third time he no, he doesn't get to attack 3 times. No, both of his attacks hit you. And you suffer 16 points of damage as he wildly just stabs at you.
18?
Yes.
How much?
18, yes.
Alright. Yeah. Damn. Alright.
He rolled really good for his damage.
Yeah. Let me mark that down. I stagger back and I say, "You're a cheater. I thought we were having a fist fight." I probably cough up a little blood while I'm saying that. But, I'll reach on my back and pull out my quarterstaff.
Alright.
And I say, "You asked for this. Let's go ahead and fucking do it." 16,
Yep.
20. Flurry of blows. Just fucking. Alright. So my first two hit, and they're 1d8s.
Alright, so go ahead and roll damage for those.
Yup. 9. 11. And, my second flurry of blows hit, which is just a normal unarmed attack.
Mm-hmm.
That's 5. So 9, 11, and 5.
You doing anything special for that?
Oh, of course. I'm still trying to throw his ass. I want to throw his ass far away, 15 feet.
Okay. No, he manages to stay his ground as your first two cracks of the quarterstaff. First one hitting him right across the temple. The second one, you jab him in the gut. And you go to swing, but he doubles over as you knock the wind out of him. And you actually cause yourself to miss on that first one. But then you quickly bring your fist back around, catching him right in the chest, going to throw him. You manage to get him back a couple feet, but he digs in again. Coming over with his knife one more time.
Yep, I flourish the quarterstaff and get ready.
What are you down to now, Daoji?
What's that?
What are you down to health-wise?
39.
39. Alright. So, as you do this, he lashes back out, cutting you right underneath your jaw, almost at your windpipe, and cutting straight up across your cheek. This blood goes spraying across the wall. Second time, he cuts straight across your chest. The first one was a crit. You suffer 20 points of damage total.
Alright. How's he looking?
Pretty bad. He's on his last legs at this point.
There's no way I can dishonor myself by running away from this.
You're both getting there.
Can I lucky the crit? I mean, I really should be able to.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and let it happen. We'll roll it again. It's not a crit, but it still hits you. Go ahead and
Yeah, that's
the
fine.
damage.
Because lucky lets me
Yeah, I got you.
attack or being attacked.
Okay. So that goes down to 13 points of damage.
Alright, that's better. 26. Much better. Alright. I'm at key 7, I think.
Alright. So we're back around to you.
Alright. I lean back just as the knife cuts along my neck, just avoiding any serious critical damage.
Mm-hmm.
And I step forward and I say, "See that? That was your last chance. It's over. Damn. Damn. 18. Shit.
You want to spend any
Um,
lucky points?
Yeah, I'm gonna spend two luck
For what
to
you
re-roll
okay.
2 of my attacks.
The quarterstaff or the fist?
Oh, it should be for both of the quarterstaff
Okay,
misses.
both of the quarterstaffs. Gotcha.
So a
18.
hit. That's a
All
hit.
right, so those now hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Damn.
Oh, yep.
Damn.
1d8 plus 4.
Shit.
Oh man, 12, 24, um, 31.
All right. So, Daoji, as blood trickles down your cheek, dripping onto your clothing, and you ready your quarterstaff. How do you want to do this?
Um, all right. I'm gonna stand there, and I'm gonna wait for his next move.
Okay.
I say, that was your last chance. It's over, and I'm gonna stand there, holding the quarterstaff. When he charges forward, I'm gonna take the quarterstaff, bash his wrist. I want to send the knife flying, and I'm just gonna look at him while I realize he's disarmed. I'm gonna jab him in the gut, and I say, uh, I don't say anything. Fuck it. I just bash him right in that corner part of your neck, and just instant KO.
Are you striking to kill?
No.
Okay. So, as you say, that was your last chance. He spits blood and comes at you, lunging straight for your throat. As you, with a casual flick, catch him right in the wrist, sending the knife twirling through the air, sticking into the ground several yards behind him. As you jab into his gut and he falls to his knees, winded. You see as he
I look him dead in the eye, right? Just that one moment, I just look him dead in the eye, and he has to know. And then I slam it down on the
right.
side of his neck.
You look into his eye and you can see nothing but hatred reflected back at you as
That's
you
fine.
come down, knocking him out.
I
Right.
flourish the quarterstaff. I stick it on my back. Um, that's unfortunate, but I'm gonna search his person,
Mm-hmm.
see if he's got anything
Right.
interesting on him.
Let's see what we got here. Let's see what he would have had.
Do you want like a investigation roll or anything?
Yeah, go ahead and roll like an investigation while I look and see what he
It's
might have
only an
had on
8.
him. An 8? Okay. Let's see. On his person, you find a coin purse that only has about 5 gold in it, and let's see.
I heard coin purse. I didn't hear anything after that.
Okay, a coin purse with about 5 gold in it, and yeah, that'd an 8. Yeah,
That's about it.
that'd be about all you find on him. Yeah.
All right. Um, I'm gonna send a message.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the coin purse. And I'm gonna walk over and grab the dagger that he dropped.
Mhm.
I'm gonna wrap the coin purse around his wrist. I'm gonna hold the arm up. I'm gonna stick the dagger through his sleeve, so he's like laying there slumped up against the wall, and his arm is up, and his coin purse is dangling from his hand, basically.
Okay.
And when the syndicate finds him, it's gonna be interesting. Uh, Not taking any of the money or anything. I'm just gonna leave him like that. I give him one last look, a sad, solemn look. And I say, Uh, I cough up a little bit of blood and I say, maybe I need some more training. And then I'm gonna get out of here.
And so you do. Finding your horse where you left it and taking off. So, several hard weeks ride later, you find your way back in the town of Thilhai, or not Thilhai, this would be Tarbaron. Making your way through dockside, you pass by filthy beggars, people, very rude and loud shopkeepers shouting at people, kicking beggars out from in front of their door. And you find one of the whorehouses that Mama Kay runs.
I find one of the whore houses that Mama K owns. Is
Yes.
that what you said?
Yes, that's what I said.
All right. Um, is she in this town?
Yes.
And this is the same town that Lorsis and Callan are from, right?
Um,
You said
they
Thela, whatever.
they typically kind of bounce between this town and Thilha Aethel. The Thilha is the elven town. Their keep is just outside of that town. It's on horse, about just a few days travel.
All right. It's been a while, so I'm sure my wounds have healed by now.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna
It's been several weeks. This was quite a long journey.
walk in with my cloak up, and I'm gonna check around to see if I can spot Mama K anywhere.
Yeah, you know where to find her. You go into the back and find her office. And you see that she's there, arms folded against the table, and as you enter, she beckons you in and says,
I come in.
Daoji, I got a letter from our mutual friend. I've been expecting you.
I pull my hood back after closing the door, and I say, I wasn't planning on coming back so soon, honestly. Not to trouble you, but I need a bit of a place to stay for a while.
And she nods and says, yes, I'd imagine you do. I've heard that the men who seek you have picked your trail back up again.
I don't know how. I changed my name and everything. I even traveled weeks away through wilderness, and they still managed to find me.
Well, I can't
I don't
be
understand how they
entirely
do it.
sure myself. But it's neither here nor there. Actually it is. There have been sightings of them around this city as well. They certainly do seem to be on the prowl for you.
They're here?
Not many
Well.
of them. I've been having them tailed. So I know where they are. And I've been keeping tabs on them.
Well, that's no good.
No, it's
I-
not.
I thought I'd left them all behind. If they
Yeah.
would just leave me be, they probably wouldn't hear from me again. They're obsessed with me. It's almost unsettling. Not exactly sure what to do now.
She leans back.
I left behind my friends.
Yes, I had heard you'd made acquaintance with some people I had been wanting to meet for a while, but introductions can come later. About your acquaintances from the east, whether they're here for you or not, I can't quite be sure. Now that they're lying in bed with Calidor, it could be any number of things. So as long as you lie low and stay quiet, they may not pick up on your trail. Though, if you'll take it, I do have extra precautions we could take.
You do have what?
Said I do have extra precautions we'll take. Such as a job I may have for you.
Daoji, he smiles, but he kind of rolls his eyes a little bit. He's, oh, joy. And what would that be?
Well, we'll just call it repaying a debt. I heard
Of course.
from a little bird that you had come into debt with a horse trader over with our elven friends across the road. I had paid this off for you, of course, as I've been looking after you, but if you'd like to repay this for me, simple task.
I look generally relieved, and I'm like, oh, well, I truly do owe you a debt. I'm glad.
Well, since you are under my care, it's only natural that I'd be keeping an eye on you. So, a man, halfling, half of a man, by the name of Samuel, well, he owes me a debt as well. A debt he hasn't paid back yet. And he skipped town on me, which is quite unfortunate for him. He's fled far up north, out of the country, to a town called, I believe they call it Oak Valley. Either way, she waves her hand. The debt itself is inconsequential to me. It's not a heavy sum. It's the principle of the thing, really. If I let him get away with it, then others will too. What I'd like for you to do is go and collect the debt for me, or remind him why debts are to be paid. If he doesn't produce the money, teach him a lesson for me. Is that something that'll get you out of the town, out of the country, so you should be relatively safe from your enemies for now. Is that something I can rely on you to do?
He grimaces, and he says, "You know I owe you a great deal. I'll help you with this, but I'll handle it my way. I'm not just some hired thug. That's what separates me from the syndicate."
Very well. As long as he knows that debts are to be repaid, all is well. It's the message that's important. People.
How much does he owe you?
Oh. She flips through her ledgers. Let's see, Samuel. Roughly 2,000 golden pieces. Inconsequential enough to me, but as I said, it's the principle of the matter. People can't think I've gone soft in my old age.
Shrewd. I suppose I can see how you stay in business. And I can see how Chi trusts you so much.
Well, we are in the similar business, so...
Consider it done.
Very well.
I do have one favor to ask, though.
And what is that, Daoji?
Do you have any whores that can read?
Let me think on that. Why do you ask?
Yeah, meta-wise, I'm gonna find some whore to read me this book because I can't read it myself.
Jesus Christ, alright.
Or, you know, just somebody who can read it. I don't care.
Says, I believe I may have one woman. She kind of gives you a strange look, though. That's a very... Well, it's a request I've never heard before in all of my years, I can say that.
It's just I don't read many books. I don't have the opportunity. But I've got this one that I really, really interested in, actually.
She kind of purses her lips and scrapes her nails against the desk a few times.
It doesn't have to be a whore.
Daoji, can you read?
What's that?
She looks at you with a bit of a concerned look and says, do you know how to read, Daoji?
Well, Jing mostly focused on, you know, the punches and the kicks. We didn't really cover any of that. And, you know, growing up in Peng Shui, it's not something they really care about.
I see. Very well. I have one woman under my services who came from, oh, higher standings than most. She can read for you, but when you get the chance, return to me. It won't do to have you going on without knowing how to read and write.
Is it really so important? I
She
mean,
looks at you with a very stern look and says, men who can conquer the pen and paper can do much more in life than they could with their fists or steel. What would you do if you encountered instructions from an enemy? What if you had procured a note from one of our common enemies that explained a very important situation, and you alone had this? It is a very important thing to know, Daoji.
he looks like he's gonna say something snarky back, but he realizes it's probably not a good idea and just shuts up.
Okay.
All right. When I come back, I'll see to that then.
Very well. But, when you're prepared to come see me again, when you're ready to go and find Samuel, I want to take extra precautions with you leaving the city to make sure you're not followed.
All right. And maybe to keep tabs on me at the same time.
Something
Appreciate
of that
it.
sort.
There's not any like sarcasm or malice in that. He's just stating the obvious.
Right.
He stands up and puts his hood on.
All right.
I'm free to stay here, right?
Of course.
So be it. I grab my gourd and I say, it's always a pleasure. Mom, okay?
Of course.
And I head out.
Your room is still open.
Sweet.
So,
Yeah.
what's the plan?
That's what I'm gonna be doing then. I'm gonna be reading this stupid book that I can't read.
All right. God, how long did I say it takes to read that again? 48 hours, something like that?
48 hours over a week.
All right, let me double check real quick. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. All right, so you spend the next week Yep. Yep. 6 days or fewer studies. Okay, so you spend roughly the next week with this horde. Um, she kind of thinks it's kind of funny, but either way, you come to know her as Jane, and she reads this book for you. And in a week, she finishes it. You can see that where there was once a small kind of glow in the crystal on the front of the book kind of fades once it's completed, and you have gained your stat points.
I stand up and I look down at my hands and I said, I had no idea that books could hold such power. This is amazing. I feel incredible.
Jane looks and says, "Yes, they do hold a great many power, though I'm not. Well, if I got to be honest, I'm not quite sure what you're going on about, Daoji."
I say, maybe I'll show you some other time. Here, take this. I wanna reach into my gold pouch and I'm gonna grab 40 gold pieces. I'm gonna put them in a little pouch for her and give it to her.
She
Really
looks at
appreciate
this
it.
in surprise and nods and says, "Of course, Master Daoji. Anytime."
All right. Fantastic. Uh, yeah, I'm just doing like one finger push-ups at this point. I got max dexterity, friend.
Yep.
Yup. Hell yeah.
All right. Any other business you'd like to take care
Go
of?
on. What's that?
So what's the plan? Any other business you got to do?
Nah. Um, that's pretty much it. My next move will be heading out to take care of that.
All right.
So, yeah, we're gonna end it here.
Are you? Well, we can go ahead and kind of set you on your way if you'd like.
If you want to keep going, I can keep going. I'm just like, I
Yeah,
don't know
we
how
can
far
go
you want to
ahead
go.
and we'll go a little bit longer.
Okay.
Okay, so
Oh
you're
my
gonna
God, it
return
feels so
to
good.
Mama
Feels so.
K?
Yeah. Sorry, it feels so good. Fucking like upgrading all my stats.
Yeah, I've got you.
Oh, it's so good. Feels great.
All right.
Um.
So
All right, that should be everything. Okay.
you return to Mama K, and you can see there's a man in very dark clothes in the room with her. And as you enter, they hold their conversation. And he looks over and says, "So, this is the one you want me to handle?" "Yes, that's the one, Verno."
Handle.
Says,
I say that out loud.
yeah, Verno looks at you and says, "That's right. Gotta get you out of the city. We don't."
Oh, Daoji unclenches a fist. Whew, a little paranoid. All right.
And he looks over at Mama K and says, "You'll owe me. Come with me, kid." You can see this is a very slim man. You can see he's got kind of blonde hair and sharp features. And you can see as he moves towards the door, several small knives tucked into holsters all across his body. Throwing knives, you can see vials of poison under his cloak. So as you
I while we're walking, I just Daoji's a little awkward. He's like making small talk. He's like, so, uh, come to the horror houses often?
He looks at you and says, hmm. He looks and says, only the good ones, not paid to talk. Keep following me.
No fun. But I'll do as he says.
And he goes to a very ramshackle building. You can see he shoves a key into the lock. And you notice kind of funny behaviors. He like locks and unlocks it 3 times before he opens the door. And as you follow him in, he says, "Close the door. Don't touch the handle."
He says that right as I reach for the handle, and I'm like, oh. I just slowly shut the door. With, not touching the handle, of course.
Gotcha.
That'll be undexterous of me.
Mm-hmm. And he says, "All right." And he walks into the back for a moment before coming out with a full outfit. You can see it's some robust silks, and it's merchant attire. You know, he's got this silks and the round hat, and he says, and a vial of perfume. And he says, "Right, put this all on, including the perfume."
Did you say you were cutting out? Am I wearing a wig?
A hat.
Oh, okay.
He's got a full set of clothes, merchant's attire with a hat and perfume.
I pull the perfume up and I'm looking at it. I'm like, what is this? I poke on the button and spray my face. I'm like, oh.
You see the man rubs his forehead before saying, "God's help me."
I'm like, tears welling up. I'm like, oh, this is disgusting.
Have you ever been around merchants, kid?
Yes, I was one for about a week.
You notice how they normally wear fancy clothes and smell a little funny?
Oh, I see. So I just put it on like this and I spray, probably too much on my body.
And he waves his hand. That'll do it. If you're gonna dress the part, you need to smell the part too.
Alright then. I'm actually no stranger to costumes.
Good.
I'll go ahead and get dressed up. I'll put all my monk's clothes in my bag.
Until you're out of the city, your name's James Hopperfield. You're a silks merchant from the... You're a silks merchant who's heading out of town to try and fare his goods. There's a caravan I'm gonna put you in that's heading right where you need to go.
James Hopperfield. Okay. Got it.
Oh, and don't try to come back to this place.
What?
This warehouse. Don't try to come back here.
Oh. You know, everything you said put me on edge. It's kind of strange. I got you. I won't come back here.
He shrugs and says, "If you do, you'll end up dead."
Why is that?
He smiles and says, "Touch the doorknob. Find out."
Oh, I see. Alright. I definitely won't come back here. Got my word.
He shrugs and says, "It's no matter to me. It's more of a warning than it is anything else."
You're not too warm of a fellow, are you?
No.
Okay. Let's get going then. I think I'm going to die of stuffiness.
He leads you up into the into onto hillside, the more noble end of town. You see actually no beggars on this side of town, and plenty of guards. Whereas on dockside you saw very few guards. And you eventually meet up with a little merchant caravan. There's a few with a few armed guards, and once he drops you off, he's gone in an instant.
Strange fellow.
So, and before you know it, you're making your way out of town, heading north, and that's where we'll end.
Great. That's I'm off to be a debt collector. That's not ideal,
It'll be something.
I guess. Halfling owes 1,000 gold to the Lady of the Night. Stops buying whores. That's a lot of whores, man. Jeez.
She's an interesting character.
Yeah, I guess so. We'll find out.